Welcome back everyone to another edition of Figures from the Attic. Today we're back with another comparison video. A video where I compare an old school Jakks figure to his counterpart in a modern day Mattel figure. Today we're specifically looking at Vader. It's Vader time. And as you can see, both Mattel and Jakks released what I would call iconic Vader figures. They're both phenomenal in their own right. And it's kind of actually been a trend in these series that I've been doing where I'm doing the comparison videos where it seems like the big characters, Jakks and Mattel, has released a really solid, if not great, version of that particular character. And this here is no exception. As you can see, here we have the Mattel and here we have the Jakks. Let's just get right into it, the finer details. The masks are very similar on both. They're both molded on, specially made for this Vader figure. So it's not like a Vader head with red painted on top of it. It's actually molded on top. They both do have the double striped mohawks, whatever you want to call them, going down the top. On the back, you do get similar stitching. It's funny, the Jakks version has black buttons, whereas the Mattel version, you can see where it has buttons, but they never painted them black. They just have kind of like this black tie right there below it. So that's an interesting point of distinction. But again, they're both very similar. They both do have the black squares on the sides. So for all intents and purposes, both masks are basically identical. They also have similar expressions going on. You have kind of like the snarl. You see the snarled lip on the Jakks version. And you have a snarl, but more of an open mouth snarl on the Mattel version. And they both do have very intense blue eyes. So the heads are very similar. I would say the Jakks head is a little chunkier, like it does look very, very large, whereas the Mattel is maybe a little more trim. The same with the bodies. The Jakks version is gigantic, like it really gives you a good scale of how big Vader was. But I want to say it's almost a little too fat and not Haas. Like you can tell with the Mattel version, you can tell it's a big figure, it's a big guy. But he's not fat. He's just like really big and intimidating, like a big Haas, you know, like what did Big E say? Big meaty men slapping meat. Is captured perfectly here with this Mattel version, whereas the Jakks one, he's just a little more fat than fit. You know what I mean? Like this might be like a Vader towards the end of his career after he left WWE. And this is like a prime Vader. The hands are pretty similar. You do get the classic V for Vader time hand molds on the Mattel version. And it does have molded on gloves, almost like MMA style, Undertaker style gloves. And you do get molded gloves for this Vader, or do you? Actually, no, I think they just painted the hands black and they gave you like a textured wristband. So it kind of looks like real molded on gloves, but upon further inspection, it is just painted on. The Jakks version does have a soft goods Vader time singlet, whereas the Mattel version is just molded onto his body, but they both have that same kind of triangle diamond red with black beneath and Vader time in the middle. On the back, same deal, but you do get the yellow V on the Mattel version that you don't get on the Jakks version. And then the bottom, you do get the same boots. The black and red boots, very similar on both. You do get knee pads for the Mattel version, no knee pads for the Jakks version. But even the legs, he looks much more fit in the Mattel version and much more kind of overweight in the Jakks version. So as an overall, again, this is kind of like a Vader I picture maybe like 2005 when he came back. I think it was like for Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday, and he was like really, really big and kind of like out of shape. This is kind of like what that reminds me of. And this is more of like a 1996 Vader when he first came to WWF. But they're both very good. An iconic Jakks figure. This is one that I think if you're a Jakks collector, you need to have this in your collection. And this, but I would say this is better. This is a phenomenal Vader figure. Mattel really knocked it out of the park with this one. So in a side-by-side comparison, I do give the edge to Mattel, but they're both great. Can't go wrong with either one. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for more.